Okay, well, I guess we should start the LawLink by doing this. Maybe we should do this.
I need it from the top.
The LawLink.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together.
The LawLink.
This is
The LawLink
Your radio right here.
on Link Up 93.5 FM.
Check it out.
All right, so that officially starts the LawLink. Welcome, David Moreno. My name is Brad Bernstein. Squeeze is on location. He's on location. He may join us from down the hall. He's on location down the hall. I just had somebody come and go, "Where's this guy, Squeeze?" I said, "He's down the hall." That's where he is, in location somewhere. Wait, I'm not looking at my right thing here. And we'll be talking about criminal defense. And by the way, when you talk about criminal defense, in this day and age, I mean, if ever you ever needed good criminal defense attorneys, I would say that this is the time that you would need good criminal defense attorneys, simply because, with DT in office and
Scary time.
Scary times.
Really scary
times. Yeah. So we got about 15 minutes to talk. What's going on in the criminal defense world where you are, David?
Well, we've been really busy. We get calls from clients every day, just asking what is Donald's executive order? What does that mean for us? Now more than ever, some of our immigration clients who also have past criminal matters have been contacting us. Mr. Moreno, Mr. Hirsch, can you guys help us vacate these convictions?
I'll tell you what it means, because everybody's been talking about the Muslim ban, which is basically what it is.
It's disgusting.
Right, it is. It's unconstitutional. It's unlawful. It's disgusting. I think disgusting is not even the right phrase. I'm not even sure what phrase it should be. Everybody's been talking about the wall, but what's going to affect most people? Now, obviously, if you're being separated from your family, if you're a refugee coming from war, and it's obviously life and death, okay? But we're on the radio here at 93.5 in the New York metropolitan area. People from the New York metropolitan area are watching us. What's going to affect people in the New York metropolitan area is the one executive order that people are not talking about, which is that if you are out of status or you have a green card and you are arrested for a crime, accused of a crime, whether or not you are found guilty of this crime, Donald Trump is expecting the authorities to hand you over to immigration. That means if you're jaywalking, I got a question, what is jaywalking? If you are jaywalking, you're expected to be handed over to immigration. If any government official comes across you and you have a prior conviction, they're expecting you to be handed over to immigration. So that is the executive order that is going to affect more people. You haven't seen protests on that one yet.
Mm-hmm.
Wait till they start.
They start to feel it, what it means.
Right, feel what it means. You're going to see protests about that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, people should be reading the tea leaves. And it is very obvious what the tea leaves are. And the tea leaves are that if you are something less than a U.S. citizen in the United States and you are accused of a crime, or basically it's anyone, if a government official thinks you even committed a crime and nobody's ever accused you of anything. So it's basically everybody. You need good criminal defense attorneys now, more than ever before.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not BSing you. That is a reality.
Yeah.
You can't be found guilty. If you have been found guilty in the past, you need to vacate your convictions.
Not only that, but in active cases, more than ever, it is wholly paramount at this point that you have somebody that's willing to fight for your case all the way. Just taking a plea to be done with the case, or you have a lazy attorney who doesn't want to go to court a bunch of times, who's scared to go to trial, that's unacceptable now more than ever. Especially for those, depending on your status, you got to be really careful of what you're convicted of in this day and age.
And by the way, just Giselle, if you would be kind enough to say welcome to the LawLink on social media, give the telephone number if they want to call us to join the conversation, or to even call. The telephone number for good criminal defense attorneys is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. When people look for good criminal defense attorneys. By the way, this weekend, I don't know if you know or not, but a lot of people saw David Moreno's posting on our law offices of Spar Bernstein Facebook page. Congratulations to you, one of the top 40 best black attorneys. You were voted, right?
Yeah.
In America, not in New York City, not in New York State, but in America. All right, and that's fabulous, and congratulations to you. So you're not just listening to attorneys, you're listening to really good attorneys, a lawyer who was voted one of the best black attorneys in America, the top 40. And by the way, he has another award you just got. What is that award? You're just racking them up. You're
Yeah, that one is National Trial Lawyers Top 100 Lawyers for 2017.
wow, you're like
criminal defense.
you're like the LeBron James or Tom Brady of lawyers here.
I don't want to be Tom Brady. Maybe LeBron.
Maybe LeBron.
Look, it's
Right.
nice to see your hard work is getting recognized. You know.
Right. So what's important is this. What's important is that every person out there, because of the tea leaves, you got to be oblivious. You've got to be out to lunch. You've got to have cottage cheese between your brains if you don't think that getting arrested in this day and age is nothing but the most serious issue facing you.
Yeah.
And I can't even begin to tell you how many people, when they go to their criminal defense attorneys, don't understand what's happening, take easy pleas, are found guilty of things that will get them deported. This is not the time for easy.
No.
And it is not the time to not know.
I'm glad you said that.
You need to know.
Yeah.
And you need to have confidence in your lawyer, and your lawyer has to be able to instill confidence in you and be a good lawyer. And I'm going to let David expand on this in 1 second, but what is being a good attorney? Being a good attorney is, one, being able to relate to you. Does your lawyer relate to you? Does your lawyer get you? Because if your lawyer doesn't get you, you're going to have no confidence in them. The second thing, yeah, your lawyer may get you, but if your lawyer is a nincompoop, what good is it? Yeah, my lawyer gets me. He's a moron. That doesn't help you. Your lawyer has to know what he's doing. Has to be knowledgeable in the law, knowledgeable in court procedure. He has to know the players involved. And number three, it's good to be knowledgeable. It's good to get you. But if your lawyer forgets you the minute you walk out because he's busy with his next client, that's no good either. You need lawyers who are going to work hard for you, put in the extra effort for you, uncover evidence for you, investigate for you, negotiate for you. And then you've got lawyers who are ready to fight for you, lawyers who care about you, lawyers who get you, lawyers who put the time in, lawyers who understand. That's when you get voted top 40 best black lawyers in America. That's when you get voted top 100 best litigators in America. David Moreno winning both awards. Congratulations to you. And for every person out there who thinks that they don't need a criminal defense attorney, think again. Think again. Every person will know somebody, an earshot of me, will either themselves, their family, or their friend know somebody who needs a good criminal defense attorney, and you should have our telephone number saved. The number to save is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. And the best way to save the number, and I'm going to let David expand, but the best way to save our telephone number is to pick up the phone and dial it and hang up, and then you have really good lawyers saved in your phone. Why do you dial the number and hang up? Because when you dial the number and you hang up the phone, you'll hear, "Hello, Spar Bernstein, how could I help you?" And you know that that number is locked in your phone. I can't even begin to tell you how many times people call us from the side of the road, from arrest situations, from investigative situations, because they have our number locked in their phone. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. David, let's expand on this a little bit.
Of course. I actually want to go two different ways with this. So the first point we're going to talk about is this. Criminal defense cases are very unique in that the stakes are extremely high. And one could argue that right now in immigration law, the stakes are getting equally as high.
The stakes are your entire life.
Exactly.
It's not just your liberty, but where you will be able to live
Your entire life.
for the rest of your life, where you will be able to earn an income for the rest of your life, and where you will be able to share your life with your family and your friends. That's your life. That's could be maybe even more important than jail time for a year. Because jail time for a year, you're back living in America. You can make money in America. You could live with your family in America. You can be with your friends in America. But when you get deported and you're never allowed back in America again, maybe that's worse than jail.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
So I say criminal cases, the stakes are really, really high, right? For the obvious reasons. There's jail time. There's different varied times in jail. There's criminal record. And what's a success on a case? It really depends on the case itself. But what I will tell you unequivocally is that your attorney-client relationship in a criminal defense case is probably the most unique one, the most complicated, and also the most important one. And it's also very, very, very vital for you to have a comfortable and confident relationship with your attorney, right? Because you need someone that's going to respect you, that's going to be honest with you, and that's going to listen to you and hear you out, right? Because there have been clients that we've had in the past where they've had previous attorneys and they didn't like where the case was going, and they came to us at the 25th hour, and you know what happened? We began to listen to those clients, and we followed their leads, and we followed their stories, and we got investigators involved to follow what they were telling us. And you know what happened after that, Brad?
What?
We got the information from the investigators, and we presented it over to the DA's office in a light that the previous attorneys never had, and those cases went from facing years in jail to dismissed
Now,
or to
give
resolved.
a specific example.
We had a case out in New Jersey this past, I think it resolved about 2 months ago, where a client went to court about 7 times with another attorney. Now, this client said that he was charged with eluding the police. If you look in the video, it looked pretty bad for our client.
What is eluding the police? Just in other words, the police say stop and he just keeps
And
driving?
just takes off.
Takes off.
And now,
Is he running on foot or is he in a car?
it's a high-speed chase.
High-speed chase.
He's got about 20 cop cars following him.
Right. This is like one of those, if there was a helicopter with the news, they're following.
Exactly.
Right.
It looked really, really, really bad.
So it looks bad on video because I assume the cops who are chasing him are videotaping this entire
Absolutely.
chase. So on the video itself, you say, holy cow, this guy, they got him dead right and center. He's eluding police. He went on a high-speed chase. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So what did you do?
Well, let me backtrack a little bit. Excuse me. So he goes to court a bunch of times. He's facing 3 years in state prison, which sounds like a lot for this, right? But you got to remember, from the law enforcement perspective, they've dispatched 20 or so cars, and I'm not justifying what they did at all,
Right.
because I'm obviously against it.
Right.
But from the prosecutorial perspective, they're saying, oh, we put all these citizens in harm's way because we're going 90, 80 miles down the road. There are 10 cop cars following you.
So like in the movies, when they have the 10 cop cars following you, you look pretty cool.
Yeah.
But here in real life in New Jersey, you're going to jail.
Basically.
Right?
Basically. So our client all along had said, he had a breakdown in communication with his previous attorney. He's not listening to him. He didn't advocate to the...
What was the client expecting from the previous attorney?
He just expected for him to listen to him, to understand what he was going through in that moment. And we had a client in this case that was really fearful for his life. Everybody understands the temperature in America at this moment. And today, we're probably in a worse place than we were in 6 months ago. But even 6 months ago was a very scary place to be a black man, a Latino, anybody of color.
It's worse.
It's even worse now. But back then, given what was going on, our client...
It's worse to be a white guy in America, too, now, after what I
It's
just
just worse
saw this
for
past
everyone.
week. It's
Worse for
terrible for
everyone.
everybody. That's the point I'm
Exactly.
trying to make.
But our client was trying to explain to his previous attorney, look, I didn't pull over because I tried to pull over in a well-lit area, and they didn't stop. Then when I went to go pull over, it was a dark area. I didn't know what was happening. And the cops jumped in my car with their guns drawn, and I just was scared for my life. I was trying to call local law enforcement that I knew and get back to my town, right? So he told his attorney this. The attorney said, the prosecutor's never going to go for that. That's a nonsense story, right? So he comes in, he tells me the story, and being a black man, I can understand how he felt.
You
I
relate.
shared those sentiments.
You related.
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't per se do the same thing he did, but I understood where he was coming from. So now this is a prosecutor assigned
So what
to
he
this
did
case.
was not the smartest thing in the world.
Not at all.
But at least you were able to understand his thinking.
Exactly.
You were able to relate.
And the key phrase there is that I understood his thinking, and that also made me understand his intent. His intent was not criminal there. His intent was just that he was fearing for his life, and he was trying to retreat to safety. He was like literally as a kid, when you play tag, he just wanted to go to home base,
Right.
to a safe zone where he could pull over. He knew the cops, they were familiar faces, and at that point, he didn't care what happened, right?
Right.
All right, so the prosecutor assigned to the case, thankfully for him, is someone I've dealt with in the past on some of our New Jersey matters, and I began to tell her this story and tell her this narrative. And she goes, wow, this previous attorney's been on this case for 6-7 months, and I never heard this side. Up until this point, I just thought this guy had a problem with law enforcement. And she said, look, Mr. Moreno, it would be really great if you can get some supporting documents, supporting evidence, a mitigation packet together for us to review. I could take it to my boss. And the case went from him facing 3.5 years in state prison to him getting no time, no jail time at all.
He pled guilty to something,
But he's guilty
but
of
he
something.
didn't go to jail.
Exactly.
And was he a citizen or a resident?
He's a citizen.
So he's a citizen. He didn't have to worry about immigration. But a lot of people, that, by the way, that's a win.
That's a win.
Because this guy was being videotaped in a high-speed chase, and he went from 3.5 years in jail to no jail time, probation, because he had a lawyer who related to him, who understood where he was coming from, and was able to explain where our client was coming from to the judge. And by the way, fantastic job. We only have about 1.5 minutes to go. But the point of the matter is this. You can't fool around.
And not every battle is fought in the courtroom.
Not every battle's, and you can't fool around anymore. And you have to have good criminal defense attorneys, because you never know when you're going to need it. You never know when you're going to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Sometimes you're in the right place at the right time. Sometimes you're doing something wrong. You still have rights. Still have rights. Save our number. I'm going to give it to you 5 times, and then we got to run. And by the way, great job, David.
Thanks, Brad.
1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. You pick up the phone, dial the number, hang up. You've got good criminal defense attorneys saved for life. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. It would be great if the other engineers did not have the headphones so close to the mic, so I don't have to hear a feedback. But 1-800-529-5465. Save the number, 1-800-529-5465.
The proceeding was informational only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LawLink. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar Bernstein located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LawLink. That's 1-800-529-5465.
This segment is sponsored by